Welcome to the webinar, everybody. I'm excited to be here with you today. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. We're going to have some fun today. Today, I'm going to take you through the process of how to get started right with Teamzy and become a Power Hour boss. So if you've already been using Teamzy, you can see it's pretty easy to use, but I'm still going to take you through the process, show you how to set it up. I'll show you how, the best workflows to do a Power Hour so that you're being super efficient with your time and you can become a power hour boss. In other words, getting everything done that you need to get done in your business in less than 1 hour a day. Pretty cool, right? Then you can enjoy your life. So let's dive right in. And we are recording this, so if you miss any piece, you can always come back to the recording. We'll email it out tomorrow. Also, I'll stay for a Q&A at the end of the presentation. So if you have questions, you can load them right into the Q&A button right there. You can put them in there, and I'll take some time and answer all those at the end. All right. So just real quick, let's go through this topic, how to get started right with Teamzy and become a Power Hour boss. For those of you who don't know me, my background is actually in coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach for the past 16 years. I'm not a software guy. People think, oh, well, he must be a software engineer. No, I don't. It's all magic how it happens, how it works, honestly. But as a business coach, I know about processes and about leveraging your time. So I kind of fell into network marketing by accident about 5 years ago. I found some products that really helped me, and I started sharing them just naturally because I was excited about what they were doing for me. And I took a look at the business opportunity kind of with fresh eyes and thought, this could be a pretty good little side income for me. And so I started taking a look at it, but here was my problem was that I just didn't have any time. I mean, I had a full-time career at the time. I have 4 kids. I didn't have any extra time. So I knew that I needed some tools to help me leverage that time. So I went out and started looking for tools that I could apply to this business to help me do all the things I needed to do to be successful, right? And so I knew that I needed a system that would allow me to do these things. I needed a way to stay in touch with all of my contacts, right? Because I know that the secret to this business is in building relationships. And there's only one way to build a relationship. That's by connecting with people one-on-one and investing a little time in them. So I needed a system that would let me do that. I needed to know when to contact the people on my list and when not to. In other words, I wanted a system intelligent enough that I didn't have to think. Just tell me who's up. Who do I talk to today? Just keep me in front of the people I need to be in front of. And I wanted to know what to say to them. I used to get stuck thinking too much, overthinking, trying to figure out what to say to people, and I would end up not saying anything. And then I needed a system that would allow me to follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Is that too much to ask, right? And honestly, there was one more thing that was super important. It needed to be easy to use. I don't like complicated software. I don't know about you guys, but I get so confused. I mean, I get confused. Just to give you an idea, I have an Apple Watch. I've had it now for 2 years. I get frustrated with this thing all the time because I don't know how to use it. Even this isn't intuitive enough for me. I needed it to be super easy. So long story short, there was nothing out there like that. So we built it. That's kind of how Teamzy came to be. We built Teamzy 3.5 years ago. We released Teamzy to the marketplace. And people have loved it, which has been amazing. So just to kind of give you some background on what's happened in those 3.5 years, we've had more than 80,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is incredible. I know some of you are like, I just discovered this. Yeah, we're kind of the best kept secret, right, in network marketing. But we are growing. We're actually now in more than 80 networks with customized versions of Teamzy, which is kind of cool. And our active users, people actively using Teamzy, they're averaging 21 customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, 21 customers and 9 recruits over 90 days, which is pretty cool. And when I say active, I just mean exactly what I'm going to show you tonight. I'm going to show you tonight what they're doing, okay, in my demo. All right, so let's dive out of here and go actually take a look at Teamzy. I'll come back to that presentation at the end because I got to give you guys some action steps at the end of this call. Okay, so where's Teamzy? It's on one of these pages. Okay, so when you first go to Teamzy, by the way, if you're not using Teamzy already, go to teamzy.com and get a free trial started. It's free for 30 days. We don't ask for your credit card or anything weird. We just want you to use it and love it. So go to teamzy.com, click on Start My Free Trial, and you get it free for 30 days, okay, if you haven't already done that. When you first log into Teamzy, you're going to come through the setup wizard. This is designed to make this setup process really easy and painless. You can see here's the first welcome page of the Teamzy setup wizard. There's a little video for me welcoming you to Teamzy. And then what you're going to do first in the setup wizard is set an income goal. Set an income goal. How much money do you want to be earning a year from now? Just say the number, not what you think is realistic. Like, how much would you like to be earning? Okay. Is it 100,000? Is it 150? You can see I set mine for 150. And you slide this little dot to make your goal go up. See, that one says whoa Nelly for 500. Or you can slide to go down. Okay. So pick the number. Now I picked 150,000. That was the number that I actually was my goal when I started. And to do 150,000 in a year, this is what I need to do every day. I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors on my team. Okay. Now, if you're new and you don't have distributors or customers, that's just 19 prospects. Then you just add it to prospects. Okay. Now, real quick, you've got a little raise hand button. Raise your hand if you've already got a significant income from your business. You're not starting from scratch. Is there anybody here like that? Okay, we've got a couple people. Okay, so for you guys, when you guys set this goal, your goal is going to be the increase you want to see in the next 12 months. Not the total income, but just the increase. Okay, so if you're going from 200,000 to 300,000, then your goal here on setup is 100,000. Make sense? Okay, great. You could even set it a little, well, anyways, that's a different story. The truth is that when you've already got a business that's going well, you don't have to do as many connects as somebody who's starting from scratch. So your business tends to run more efficiently. Okay, so we got it at 150. Let's continue. The next step is to get all our contacts into Teamzy. Okay, so you want to get everybody in one place. So you're not chasing down pads of paper or sticky notes or spreadsheets you haven't updated, right? And everybody's in one place. Your back office contacts, your Facebook friends, your phone contacts, everybody's in one place, organized. Okay. And because Teamzy lives in the cloud, you always have access to it. It's in your phone, it's in your computer, it's in your friend's phone. It's always nearby you. So you don't have to go digging out a pad of paper or anything like that. This is going to help you get organized. So get all your contacts in. Okay, there's some tutorials here on how to get those lists into Teamzy. And for anybody who's concerned about this or worried about it, I want you to know my staff is available to help you. They can help you via email questions, or you can schedule a one-on-one Zoom call with someone on my team who will walk you through the setup process. So if any of you are like me and you're like, oh my gosh, please make this easy for me, we have. Okay. All right, so let's get launched. Here's our Teamzy dashboard. We're pretty much ready now and set up. There's just one more thing that we want to do to really have Teamzy doing working for us and planning our day for us. We need to actually rank our relationships. So I want you to notice here on my Power Hour list, see how everyone has a number next to their name? That's their star rank. It's a 5-star rating system. We rate our people so that Teamzy knows how to create our lists each day. Let me just show you how this works real quick. I'm going to toggle over to my team page. The team page, just so you know, we call team is all your contacts. We call it your team. I know you think of your team as just your distributors, but with relationship marketing, which is the system Teamzy's built on, everybody's on your team. Your customers, they're part of your team. Your prospects, they're part of your team because they're the people who are going to become advocates for your business as you build relationships with them. So everybody's part of the team. Make sense? So on this page, you'll find all your contacts. Look, everybody's there. Okay. And you can see if you click on a contact, you can easily change their rank just by clicking on it. Okay. But we also have this cool thing. It's called rank mode. So you can do your whole list at once really quick. I'm going to turn it on. That turns on everybody's star ranking. All right. I know some of you are overwhelmed at the thought of ranking your list. And here's how I want you to think about it. First off, you don't have to rank your whole list. You just have to rank about 10% of it. Okay? I'll explain that in a second. But I want you to think about moving into your dream home. How many of you guys are in your, some of you may already be in your dream home. Some of you may be dreaming about your dream home. Imagine moving into that beautiful home of your dreams. And these contacts are like your dishes, right? It's a little overwhelming to unpack all the dishes and pots and pans in the kitchen of your dream home. But once it's done, now you can cook every day and you know where everything is. Until then, if you just do it a little at a time, you're hunting through boxes looking for a pot or looking for a pan. Make sense? So I want you to get over that concept that you can't do this. This is an important piece because once you've ranked your list once, you never have to think, you never have to plan ever in your business. You just log into Teamzy and it will tell you who's next and you just connect with that person. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. So let me explain to you how this works. To actually rank somebody, you just click on it, okay? You just click on it to change it. This is what the ranks mean. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor, or they're an existing customer or distributor that's a rock star. 5-star people are your favorite people. They're your best friends, your closest family, right? 5-star people, they show up on your list every 30 days. Every 30 days, you get a reminder to reach out and connect with that person just to say hello, just to make their day. Now, 4-star person, that's somebody that's likely to become a customer or distributor with a little bit of nurturing. These are also your customers in your team that are good, solid people, your friends, your family, just not your closest, tightest circle. 4-star people come back on your list automatically every 60 days, just to connect, say hello, and make their day. 3 stars could go either way. 3 stars could go either way. You just don't know. Most of the people on your list will be 3 stars. Probably 90% of them will be 3 stars. And they come up every 90 days. They show up every 90 days. You just get a reminder to stay in touch with them. Okay. So when you put your contacts into Teamzy, they're all going to come in to 3 stars by default, which means that you don't have to rank them again. What I want you to do is just go down your list and look for your 5-star people and your 4-star people and rank them. Okay. The people that you know really well, that trust you, that like, that you think will be stars in this business, go through and rank those at 4 and 5. Okay, just cherry pick those. Now, just to let you know, 2-star person's getting a bit colder. They show up on the list every 120 days. So you guys getting this concept? The more often, the more stars, the more often they show up on your list so that you're talking to them more often. Okay. The other reason why you want to rank up those people is because the list is ordered by stars, which means that your 5-star people will come up first and your 4-star people will come up second. Okay. And if you don't take the time to star those people and rank them up, you may not talk to your best people for several months. You want to talk to them right away. Okay. So once you're done with this, once you're done ranking these, you're ready to go. So let's go ahead and go to the dashboard. We're ready to do a power hour. Okay. Now that this is set up, I don't have to think about it ever again. I just log in either on my phone or my computer each day and do my power hour and it's done. So I want to just show you before I get to this power hour right here, just right here, here's the goals we set, today's activities. They're right there on your dashboard every day to remind you what you need to be doing to get to your annual goal. So in my case, it's connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors. Those are just connecting, just to say hello. I'm not trying to invite them or sell them or recruit them. I'm just trying to start a conversation with them. Okay. Now the next goal, invites. I've got three a day is my invites goal. And that is where I'm inviting somebody to join my team, to buy my products. I'm inviting them into the business. Okay. 3 out of 19 conversations, because I'm going to invite people when I uncover some interest. Okay. And if they feel like they're not interested in my business or my products right now, I'm going to continue building the relationship, but I'm not going to pop the question yet. Make sense? Okay. And then the last goal are ads. These are just new people I'm adding to Teamzy, just getting in the habit of always adding new people to my list as I'm meeting them, as I'm whatever. Okay. All right. So those are my goals. And as we do our work, you're going to see numbers go up on there that visually show us that we're getting towards completion for the day. Okay, so that's one of the cool things about Teamzy. It tells you exactly what you need to do, and then you can be done. You actually have that feeling like, wow, I did my work for today. I built my business. I can go about my day. So let's get into the power hour. Right here is the power hour module, and this is designed to make us really efficient. On the left-hand side, I've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and follow-ups. Okay. Each list only gives me 5 names at a time. That's by design. That's to keep me focused, so that I can't skip around too much and so that I'm not overwhelmed by the fact that there's 3,000 people in my Teamzy account, right? I've just got these 5 to focus on right now. The right-hand side is where I log the activity as I go. So I don't have to come back later and log stuff. I get it done as I go. All right, so let's get started here. First person on my prospects list, always work from left to right during your power hour. Prospects first. The follow-ups list is going to be so exciting. You're going to want to hit it first, but start on the left, okay? Go to prospects first. J. Lisa Swain is the first person on my list, so we're going to connect with her. Okay. And I've got Facebook open in a separate tab. I'm going to use that to message her in a second. You can connect with her however you'd like: text, Facebook, whatever. I like Facebook primarily because people answer it really, really well. Really good response rate. So this is where I used to get stuck. What am I going to say to Jay? How many of you get stuck with that? Oh my gosh, what am I going to say to her? So what we did was we actually, about 2 years after Teamzy was out, we realized people were struggling with even starting conversations. So we put some scripts in here to help you. These are scripts that I've used, I want to say a million times. That's probably too many times. But these scripts have been tried and tested over many years with tons of people to be just really great icebreakers. So I'm going to go to scripts, and I'm just going to get a script to connect with Jay. I'll just grab the first one off the list. Here's what it says. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Super simple, right? I'll copy that script. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just paste it in Teamzy so I can edit it a bit. I need to get the name right. And I'm also going to put some emoticons in there, of course. Anybody emoticon freaks? I love emoticons in my messages. I just make them nice. Okay, so look, I've got it just the way I want it. It says, hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Some emoticons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy that, because to send it, I actually have to toggle over to Facebook to do it. Still super easy though. Here we go. Send message. Okay, I got the message pasted in there. Send. So that message has been sent to Jay. Thank you, Teamzy, for the script. Now I just log it in Teamzy. What kind of activity was it? It was a Facebook message. See the big blue button that says log connect? That's how you log it. Click on that. So it's gone. Now you notice I've got 1 done, 8 left. Jay's gone off my list and my whole list has slid up. So I've got a new name at the bottom. The next person on my list is Elliot. I can just send him actually the same script, just change the name. Okay. These scripts are just icebreakers. You can use them over and over and over and over again. Nobody's going to notice that, you use the same script. They're just going to say, oh, Eric said hello to me too. Makes sense. So you send that script, copy it, toggle over to Facebook. I'll look up Elliot. I'll send him that message, and then I'll log it here in Teamzy. Okay. 2 done, 7 left. I can just go down my list, sending this message out. Now, I recommend that you always keep their name in the message. Okay. Keep their first name in the message. That personalizes it. One of the principles of connecting with people and building a relationship is that you have to connect personally and you have to invest time. And by writing their name, it might only be 1 second of time, but they get the message. This is for them, and it's not a bulk spammy message. Make sense? Okay, so I'm going to be sending those messages. I'm going to just work down my list. Whoever comes up, even if I'm not sure I know them very well or whatever, I'm just going to send them this message anyways, because it's just a nice hello message. It's a make someone's day message, right? We call it the make someone's day mindset. That's where I want you to live. Just look at it and go, I'm going to make 9 people's day today. Now in the process, I'll start some conversations, which might lead somewhere. That's the idea, right? So I'm going to go down my list until I've achieved my goal of 9 prospects. Then I'll go to my customers list. Now, just keep in mind, some people will respond right away and you don't need to run off and have the conversation yet. Finish all your outgoing messages first or you'll get distracted. Okay. Now I'm going to come over to my customers. I'm going to start connecting with them. The first person on my list is Hart. Same thing. I can go to scripts and just grab a script. Okay. There's some great scripts in here for customers. I like this one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Right. So I would grab that script, for example, change the name to Hart. I don't know if you can see my screen well enough to read it, but that's his name. Okay. And then I'd go send him that message, boom, and log it in Teamzy. The same way, I'm just going to work down my customers list now. My goal was 6. I'm going to connect with the next 6 customers that come up. Again, they're sorted by rank. So my 5s will come first, then my 4s, then my 3s, and so on. Okay. It's super important to be in touch with your customers. And I want you guys to know you don't need to have a complicated customer servicing program. You just need to be in regular contact with your customers. And this is something that's really duplicatable with your team, because if they could just get their customers into Teamzy and stay in regular contact, they'll be present at every point in their customer lifespan where they need you. Okay. Now, what's cool about it too is that when you're in regular contact with your customers, statistically, they order more products and they retain longer. Okay, so they order more products and retain longer, which how many of you would like to see that all the way down in your organization, people ordering more and retaining longer? Of course. Just get people using Teamzy and you'll see that. We've had teams do a Teamzy challenge with a 30-day free trial. We've seen volume go up 20% in the month that they're doing the free trial. Not because it's magic, just because, hey, guess what? Now they have a tool that's keeping them actually in touch with customers. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's get back over there to Teamzy. So when I'm done connecting with my customers for today, now look, you may start really enjoying this and you'll want to keep going. I recommend you just do your daily goals. You don't need to do 50 people in one day. Whatever your goal was, just do that. Okay, in this case, it was 19. So I'm going to go down. I did my 9 prospects. I'll do my 6 customers. Then I'll go to my distributors list and I'll reach out to people on my team. Again, the same thing, just a quick message to let them know you're thinking of them. These little messages do so much to deepen the relationships because nobody's doing this. Nobody's connecting with people anymore. Liking their post or commenting on their page is one thing. This is a personal message. It means the world. And as your team gets bigger, it means so much to your team members to hear from you as the leader. So many leaders just rely on the Facebook team page or Zoom calls, things like that, and people aren't getting that personal touch. So Teamzy will just help you stay in touch. So Friends Show is the first person that comes up. I'll send them a quick message. Proud of you for leveling up. Great job helping your first customer, whatever, just a quick message. Okay. That's why, incidentally, why we named it Teamzy, because it's about building your team first so that you can have a business that allows you to have the life you've always wanted. So we're going to connect with our prospects, our customers, our distributors based on the goal you set and set up. And then you've got half your power hour done. Okay. In this example, I had 19 connects to send. I can get that done in 15 minutes, honestly. Might take you a little longer if it's day 1 for you, but you'll get to where it's super fast. Okay. The second half of my power hour is working my follow-ups list. These are my hot leads. These are the people who are really interested in joining the business or getting products. So I'm going to go to my follow-ups list and work down it. Oh, wait, there's nobody there. See, follow-ups are not automatic in Teamzy. You have to move people there. So what we do is we connect systematically with our prospects, our customers, our distributors, and that generates people who are interested, and we put them on our follow-ups list. Does this make sense? Yeah. Yes. And yes, we get people who are interested from our customer list and our distributor list. Connecting with those people gets new energy in the business. Customers, by the way, is the #1 source of new customers. I don't know if you guys know that. The #1 source to get new customers is from your customers. They're already talking to their friends about your business. You just need to be in touch with them so you can get introduced to those people. Those 3 ads a day, my goal, adding 3 people a day, all 3 of those would be introduced to me by other people who are already on my list on a daily basis, either prospects or customers, because I'd ask people, introduce me to your friends who need this, and they would. Okay. All right. So how do we get people on the follow-ups? Let me just give you an example. So I sent Jay that message. It was just a make your day message. Great. She responds, hey, it's great to hear from you. Hope you're doing well. We're doing great. Right. Great. So now she's responded. That's great. Now I want to try to get her into a conversation. So just ask her, well, what have you been up to lately? It's been a long time. Send me an update on what you and the family have been up to. Great. So she sends me the update. We just had a great summer vacation. We did this, we did that. Great. Now I'm asking her questions, just having a conversation. I'm not trying to recruit or a seller. I just want to reconnect. Okay. And if your heart's in that place, these conversations are going to go great for you. I'm trying to reconnect. I'm looking for ways I can help her. I'm listening for things she might need or want. And then it's going to be my turn to give her an update on what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm going to give her an update on what I'm doing. I'm going to give her the update on my family, and I'm going to tell her about my business. Right? I asked her about her work. Now I'm going to tell her about mine. I'm going to tell her, write this down, guys, what I do and why I'm passionate about it. I'm going to tell her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. This is probably more training than I would normally do on the quick demo webinar, but I'm just going to give this to you anyways. What I do and why I'm passionate about it. When you share with somebody what you do and why you're passionate about it, they have to be excited and supportive of you. Okay? They're excited and supportive. Wow, that's great. Good for you. Okay? Wow, that's great. Good for you. You would very rarely have somebody go, is that one of those pyramid things? Is this a multi-level thing? No, it's just like, wow, you're doing that and you're passionate about it. That's great. Good for you. Makes sense? So always share it that way. Here's what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. I'm so passionate about it because. Okay. That just sets you up to ask them, would you like to learn more about what I'm doing? Would you like to learn more about these products? Because in the conversation, you'll know if they're interested. I mean, you can tell by their enthusiasm as you go. So you can ask them, would you like more information? And when they say, yes, I would, then we're going to now invite them to something. We're going to invite them to go deeper with us, and we're going to put them on our follow-ups list. Okay. So we'll invite them, we'll find out what they're interested in, and we'll go deeper with them. If they say, no, thank you, I'm so happy for you, I'm not interested in this business or this product at this time, then you thank them for spending some time with you, having a great conversation, and just plant the seed. Could you do me a favor? If you do come across somebody who needs help in this area, would you please connect us? Because I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. And what will happen is you've planted that seed. Most people will agree to that, even if they don't think they will. They'll agree to it. Yeah, I'll do that. And you've planted the seed. Oh, they're not after my money right now. They're just after people who need this solution that they're offering so they can help them. And it starts to create advocates for your business. Okay. So let's go back to Jay, who says, yes, I'd like more information. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look her up in the lookup bar. That brings me to her full record in Teamzy. She's not on my dashboard anymore. This is her full record in Teamzy, right? So I've got here all her contact info, any notes I've kept, a record of all of our conversations. It's all here, okay? And so I'm talking to Jay now. She's like, yeah, I would like some more information. Great. So it turns out she's interested in the business opportunity. She loves the lifestyle I lead, and she'd like it for herself. Great. So I'm talking to her and trying to figure out what would be the best fit for her and where she's at. And she's a busy mom, things like that. So turns out my team's having a live Facebook group, Facebook event tonight. This is just an example, you guys. So I asked Jay, are you around tonight? She says, yes, I am. Perfect. Would you be able to tune in to a live Facebook event? We're going to be hosting tonight. People on the team will be sharing their stories, and we'll learn all about the business. She says, that sounds perfect. Perfect. I'm going to send you the link right now, Jay. And then I'll connect with you tomorrow to see if you have any questions about what you saw. She says, great. So here's how I'm going to log this in Teamzy. I open this connect box right here on her record. So there's the connect box, just like on the dashboard. See on the bottom left where it says invite? I'm going to click that, and I'm going to toggle it off connect and put it on, something appropriate. How about business opportunity meeting? That's a good one. And I'm just going to put a note of what it was. It was a Facebook Live event. Okay. And see right here where it says in 2 days, that's automatically set a follow-up for me. This little calendar is my follow-up. This is how I put it on my follow-ups list. I'm actually going to set it for tomorrow, though. You can set a follow-up for any day in the future. Okay. And so now when I log this message, this invite, it's set a follow-up for me for tomorrow. And if I go to my dashboard, I'll just show you that it logged an invite too. So I got 1 out of my 3 invites done for the day. Okay. And she's now on my follow-ups list for tomorrow. See that? So this took Jay off the prospects list and now put her on the follow-ups list. So tomorrow when I do my power hour, now I actually have someone on my follow-ups list. I'll connect with my prospects, my customers, my distributors, just like I showed you. And then I'll go to my follow-ups list. I'll see that Jay's due, and I'll send her a follow-up. And it's super easy again. All the scripts for follow-ups are in Teamzy also. So if you're not good at this or not sure how to word it, it's all done for you. You can go to scripts and look for follow-up. There it is, follow-up number 1, okay? And use the script. Here's the script. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay? So again, we'll go ahead and paste that script in, edit it the way we want it, okay? There's Jay, I already got her looked up, send her the message, okay? That's how easy it is to send a follow-up message. Just use the scripts, all 10 of them. I have 10 of them, by the way, in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can just send the script. So look, when I log this follow-up, set the new one. Let's say I'll follow up now in 2 days. Okay, you can leave a note for yourself so you know what the follow-up's about. I'm going to say follow-up number 2, so I know next time I send her that one. Okay, and then log it. Always set the next follow-up, though. When you're following up, always set a new follow-up so they don't, otherwise they'll just flow back into the Teamzy flow. She's 5 stars. That means my next follow-up wouldn't show up for 30 days. I wouldn't see her again. So make sure you set a new follow-up so you can keep her in front of you. Okay. So when I log that one, you'll see now I've got the follow-up now due on Friday. Make sense? See how easy that is, you guys? Okay. So your power hour, prospects, customers, distributors, follow-ups. And then what I recommend you do is set aside a little bit of time throughout your day where you can have the back and forth messaging with people that you've started these conversations with. Okay. Otherwise, you'll be on your phone all day long and you don't want to do that because you will get a lot of responses doing this. Trust me. So, what I did, for example, when I was still working a full 8 to 5 corporate job, is I did my power hour between 5 and 6, and then I went to work. And at about 12:30, halfway through my lunch break, I would go out to my car and I would answer messages for 30 minutes. Then I would, work, come home, and then in the evening, maybe between 8 and 8:30 or so, I'd answer messages again. So I just had a couple of small windows where I got really focused on answering messages and having those conversations with people. Does this make sense? But my power hour was early and it was just sending the next message out. And then as you have those conversations and you develop interest and you invite people to things, then you can put them back in, you can move them over to the follow-ups list and follow up like a pro. Now, that's basically how it works. Now, let me just explain to you, I have a minute and then we'll do a Q&A. I just want to talk to you guys about follow-up because this is really important. And so many people don't understand how important the follow-up is. Okay, so there's a lot of statistics about sales and the sales process and things like this. But just to simplify the stats, here's the deal. 20% of the people that are interested will actually close in the first 3 days. Okay. And so when you've heard people say you need to follow up immediately and you need to follow up for a few days in a row, that's correct because you will get about 20%. Those people will close in the first 3 days. Okay. After talking to you or after you present the opportunity. But the other 80% take an average of 7 to 10 follow-ups before they purchase. 7 to 10. Okay. And this is where people fall through the cracks because most people in our business don't really follow up more than 3 or 4 times. And I'm telling you that the vast majority of people, you need to follow up like 10 times to close them. Okay. The fortune's in the follow-up. You've heard this. This is why a system like Teamzy is essential because staying on top of somebody for 10 follow-ups, that might take months, right? It might take several months. So you need the system like that to keep you on it. But here's what I want you guys to know. And I know some of you are cringing because you're like, oh my gosh, following up 10 times. People are going to hate me for that. They're going to think I'm so annoying. There is a way to follow up so that people are not annoyed. They're actually really appreciative, of your care. Okay. I'll teach you real quick how to do it. It's super easy. And all my scripts follow the principles of how to follow up without being annoying. Okay. But I just want you guys to think about this for a second. You've got the little button that lets you raise a hand. Raise your hands if you're in this business because you truly believe you can help change people's lives through this process. Let me see all the people who are here for that reason. So if you believe, it seems like most everybody's raising their hand. If you believe that you can truly change people's lives through your products and your opportunity, here's what I want you to understand. For the vast majority of them, your products and your opportunity, they're not going to help them if they never purchase. Does this make sense? This is why I want you to understand that following up is the only tool you really have in your business that helps people, at least to get them through step 1 is the follow-up. This is how, if you're in this business to help people and change their lives, you have to understand the way you help people is by following up more. This is why I always say following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. It's an act of love. Okay. And when you fail to follow up, when you give up on somebody because you've created in your mind a fiction for why they're not responding, what you've communicated to them is that you just don't care about them. That's what you're communicating. I just didn't care enough about you to keep following up. I will tell you guys, this has happened time and time again. And now we've had 80,000 people use Teamzy. So many people have confirmed that this is the case, is that good people just don't respond sometimes. They just don't respond. Nothing but crickets coming back. 2, 3, 4, 5 follow-ups, nothing coming back. And then typically, if you're doing it the right way, around 6 or 7, you might get a response that says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I haven't responded. And they'll tell you why they've been busy or whatever. And then, but if you hadn't followed up, you would have never got that response. Does that make sense? So let me teach you real quick how to follow up without being annoying, and then we'll do a Q&A. First principle is this. When following up, never ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't give them any work to do. They don't have to call you back. They don't even have to respond to the text. They don't have to RSVP for that event you really want them to RSVP for. They don't need to do anything, okay? Because if you give them something to do, that's annoying, especially if they're really busy at the moment they get the message. Just don't ask them to do anything. The second principle for following up without being annoying is your follow-up must be able to be read. It has to be written out so they can read it. No voice messages, no video messages. Okay, it has to be written out and it has to be short. They should be able to read the entire follow-up message without opening it, without opening the message. They should be able to see it on the screen of their phone without opening it and read the whole thing. Now, let me just explain the psychology here. Your message, a nice voice message is great. It's great because they can hear your voice and things like that. But it can be annoying because most people aren't able to listen to a voice message when it comes through. Okay. They've got kids crawling up, they're at work, they're dry, whatever, for whatever reason, they're not able to listen to that voice message. They have to like schedule that in their day, which can be annoying. You want it to be short and you want them to be able to read it. That's why, so they can look at it, and short so they don't have to open it, because they're not going to open your message. A lot of times people will go, they're not even opening my messages, Eric. They're getting your messages. The reason they're not opening them is because when you send that, when you open it, it sends a receipt saying that they've seen it. And if they're not able to respond right now, and most people aren't when the message comes through, they're going to look like a jerk for opening it and not responding. So people don't open messages, but they do read them. And from your perspective, all you want to do with the people you're following up with is just to be present with them. You just want to be present with them. You want them to get that message, to know that you care. When you said you'd follow up, that you are following up, that you're a keeper of your word, and that you're going to be there to help them when they're ready. And you'll notice that my follow-up scripts, they're real friendly. It's things like, hey, I'm excited about the goals we set. Can't wait to get started. Just want to let you know I'm still here. I'm here. I'm ready to help when you're ready. Just checking in to make sure you're okay. Is everything going okay? Just little messages to check in with people, okay? So that we can stay on top of mind. We can reconnect them to the hope and the excitement they had when we talked about our business. And when they're ready, you're present. Now, what typically will happen on this, and I'll again start putting your questions in the Q&A, because I'm going to switch over and take your questions in a second. What typically happens is people follow up 3 or 4 times and then give up on somebody. And then you find out later they signed up on somebody else's team. Oh my gosh, how could that happen? How dare they? Well, of course they did. You stopped following up. They weren't ready yet. You planted the seed, you watered the seed, and then you abandoned the crop. Somebody else came along and harvested it. That's the right thing that happened. So stay with them. Some people will take longer. You keep them in your Teamzy flow. Literally, it's 2 seconds every time you see their name. They come up, they're due, boom, send them a follow-up message, move on down your list. Okay? It's super easy. All right. Let me just show you how to turn Jay into a distributor when she signs up, and then I'll give you some action steps, and I'll start taking some questions. So let's say that Jay has now joined the team. Okay, so now I'm going to move, see where it says member type? I'm just going to move her over to distributor. Okay, and oh, you know what I forgot to do? Wait, let me put her back. I forgot to show you one thing. I'm going to log a sale. So we see where it says sale. I want to log the sale just to say that she became a customer. Let's say she bought a distributor kit. Okay, save it. Okay, so I'm going to log that sale. That lets Teamzy know that all that work resulted in a sale. Now I'll move her over. If she just came in as a customer, I'll just click on customer. If she came on my team, I'll click on distributor, personally sponsored. Make sense? And that's how you finish it off in Teamzy. Okay, real quick, some action steps, and then we'll do some questions. Quick action steps. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys so far. First off, go get your 30-day free trial started if you have not already done that. Okay, it's teamzy.com. Start a free trial. You just find your business, select it. If your business is not one of the 80 networks that we have so far, what you want is Teamzy Standard. Teamzy Standard. That's kind of our generic version. That's what I've been showing you tonight is Teamzy Standard. Okay, so if you don't see your custom version for your business yet, just do Teamzy Standard. Okay, if you're already using Teamzy, you're in your free trial, set up your subscription now so you don't miss a beat at the end of 30 days, and because otherwise it'll just shut off. You want to make sure that you have access after those 30 days. Okay. I highly recommend you get a 30-day success partner to do your trial with you. Otherwise, you're likely to sign up and do very little with it. But with a success partner, you have somebody encouraging you, have somebody holding you accountable. Okay. What you guys can do is get together, share your goals, like what are your dashboard goals? And every day take a screenshot of your dashboard when you're done and message it to your partner. There's going to be many days where you did nothing and your partner sends you their screenshot. It's going to spur you to action. You're going to get a lot more done. Okay. There's no reason why you shouldn't create enough momentum in your 30-day free trial, even if it's your first day in business, to get an annual subscription to Teams at the end of the month. That's why I give you a free month. People are like, 7-day trial. 7 days is enough to look at it, but I want you to have enough time to actually generate some business. Okay. 30-day. So get a 30-day success partner. And then I'll give you a 5-day challenge as well. I'm going to give you my 5-day challenge. I want you to use Teamzy 5 days in a row. Okay, 5 days in a row. And I want you to connect with at least 20 people a day for those 5 days. So you'll have connected with 100 people by day 5. Okay. And it can be any mix of prospects, customers, and distributors. I just want you to see what it feels like to connect with 100 people in 5 days. You will create so many conversations, it'll blow you away. And there's so many people in our business right now that are stuck and they're kind of in a plateau or even a drought. And they're like, what do I do? And they don't realize that in 5 days, you can create a ton of conversations and a ton of opportunities. So I'm going to challenge you guys to do the 5-day challenge. Make sure when you get your partner that you say, when do you want to schedule the 5-day challenge? Let's go. Okay, you guys got those? Okay, great. All right, let me get in here and look at these questions. Stephanie says, sorry, Stephanie. I'm switching businesses because my company is closing. Industry is the same. I've imported my back office contacts, Facebook and Google contacts. My gut is telling me to put my back office contacts, tags at such, at 4. Would you concur? Every 2 months. I mean, it's fine. You know, whether you want to put them at 4 or 3 or 5 is up to you, Stephanie. So these are the people that you're bringing with you from the old company that's going out of business or closing. And you want to stay in contact with them. I mean, I would definitely want to contact them all as quickly as possible to let them know I'm still in business. Switching companies, but I'm still in business. My passion's still here. I found a new vehicle for the same passion. I'm still helping people the same. Make sense? Okay, hopefully that answers. And I'm sorry that happened. It's so sad when that happens. Stephanie also asks, oh, Stephanie, you're my question person. This is great. Okay, so we're going to get a few for you. If you get a booking appointment scheduled with someone, does follow-up get used for the check-in appointments? Same vein, is follow-up where we put folks from an event to follow up on the timeline that works for my industry. Yeah, that's where I would definitely put the event people in the follow-up because you're going to be following up with them. But that is if you talk to them at the event and they were interested, yes. Okay. If you get a booking appointment scheduled with someone, does follow-up get used for the check-in appointments? So yes, I think so. I think we're talking about the same thing, Stephanie. After you've talked to them and you've presented, now you're checking in afterwards. Yeah, I think it is the same. I think we are talking about the same thing. And if so, yes. Do I have an option to enter some of my own messages or scripts? Yes, absolutely. You can put your own scripts in Teamzy. That's one of the coolest things. So any of your scripts that you want to use, you can save them in Teamzy and they'll be there when you need them. You know, when you go to message people, just make sure you tag them. Hey, this one is for prospects and I'm going to use it for Facebook and email or whatever. Put all the little tags in there that the system gives you. And if you tagged it right, then it'll automatically show at the right time. So if you're with a prospect, your prospect scripts will be on top, et cetera, et cetera. One thing that I did with scripts, Stephanie, was emails that I used to use to send people the how to sign up and get more information stuff. Like after I talked to them and they're like, yeah, I'm ready to sign up. I'd have an email with the purchasing links and instructions and everything. I'd have those saved as scripts in Teamzy for each program that I represented. And so when they said, this is what I want, and you know, we talked about it, it was like, great, I'm going to send you the email right now with the links to purchase and all the information you need on it. It was already in Teamzy. I would just go send his email. I would grab that email script, put the name in it and send it. And I'd have it done in a second. I could do it on my phone. It was super great. So definitely take advantage of the scripts, put your own in there and get it ready. Okay. Let's see, what data from our information, sale, customer, et cetera, do you take for Teamzy's business statistics? What is the level of privacy on our information? Okay, so there's 2 questions there. So For the business, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So like the question is, how do I know that people are averaging 21 customers, things like that? Okay. So your data is, if you can get this in detail on our privacy policy on our website, right? And so just so you guys know, but as far as your privacy, the data you put in Teamzy, you own the data. It's your data. Okay. The names, the addresses, it's your data. It's protected by the highest levels of security and encryption industry wide. Like it's protected. And it's also protected from Teamzy or anybody who works for Teamzy. We're not allowed to use your data in any way. Okay. We can't contact anybody on your list. We can't rent your data to somebody else. It's yours. Okay. And the second we violate that, not only do you have now legal recourse against us, but that would be silly. We wouldn't have a business if we didn't hold that data sacrosanct. Okay. Now, the data, like how many sales you processed or how many distributors you signed up, we look at that data on an aggregate basis to look at statistical data, but we don't actually pull it in any way to know like, oh, these are Stephanie Presley did this many. Does that make sense? So we do pull aggregate data like that so that we can improve our system and see if we're helping people, to make sure that we're helping people get results, if that makes sense. But your personal data, i.e., like you said, your customers, that information, all of that, that's yours, and we won't mess with it at all. We have access to it only, and if you read our privacy policy, we have access to it only for the situations where you need help customer service wise from us. But we are legally bound not to use that information in any way. Hopefully that answers your question. All right. When a new distributor signs, is there a time frame in which you recommend having them use Teamzy? Get them trained for a month or get them going right away to build success? I believe they should get Teamzy immediately. Okay, so let me just explain this. First of all, the first thing we usually do is have them make a list of people that they're going to connect with. Teamzy gives them a way to do it, a system, things to say. It makes it so much easier. So we look at industry-wide in this business, 10% of the distributors do anything with the business opportunity, right? You guys know this. Everyone else is just buying the products, which is great. It supports the network. I believe that number could be closer to 30%, which would be a 200% increase over the builders and the runners that we currently have in our industry. I believe that a new person who got armed with Teamzy and could make a commission check their very first 30 days is likely to keep going with the business. Does that make sense? So my answer is I would get people on immediately and do it. Now, like for example, we work with a lot of networks. We're actually officially part of the for Juice Plus. We're like officially part of their culture and stuff. That they've endorsed us and things like that. So what they do is they take a new person and they say, here's a piece of paper where you can make a list, or you can go use Teamzy. Like they give them that choice. I think it's a no-brainer what I would use for free for 30 days. But so anyways, hopefully that answers the question. Okay. The other thing is almost every Wednesday I hold this webinar. I mean, there are times when I don't, but at least twice a month I'm holding this webinar. So you get a new person into Teamzy, make sure that they catch one of these webinars, and we'll make sure that they know what they're doing and they can get going with it. Leanne says, hey, Leanne. She says, I have a large amount of customers and brand partners that have compressed up. I'm not connected on Facebook with them, and some don't know me. Some are active, some are not. What is the best starter message to make the initial connect? Okay, great. All right. So they're different things, right? Brand partners and customers, but they're still people. And I would just use a simple connect message, like, "Hey, it's been a while since we connected. Just checking in, see how you're doing." You may need to introduce yourself. I'm your rep. I'm your fit team rep. I'm your upline, and I'm just checking to see how you're doing. So, you'll have to decide if you've never talked to them, how to introduce yourself to them, but don't overthink the message. Just make it short. Like, "Hey, I'm just checking in. How are you? Is there anything I can do to help you? Is there anything I can do to make your day?" type thing. You're going to probably, Leanne, with your organization, I know who Leanne is, everyone. So I've got a little insight into her question. You're going to need to prioritize that list, right? You're not going to want to reach out to every brand partner in your downline. So for leaders with large organizations, what I recommend you put in Teamzy is your frontline people, the people you personally sponsored, okay? And then I want you to look at your organization and pull all the leaders that are, your leaders, make sure they're in there, rank those guys up 4s and 5s. And then what I would do is I would ask those leaders who in your team is as a rising star, right? And have them identify them for you, so that you can put them in Teamzy and stay in contact with them too. So they have another layer of mentoring from you. Does that make sense? And that would probably be plenty of people on your team to be connecting with at the size of your organization. So that's what I recommend you guys do. Now, those of you with smaller teams, you can put everybody in there for now. But as time goes on, you're going to want to probably follow the same that same guideline. Does that make sense? The other thing you could do is if you don't have reliable leaders that can tell you who are the rising stars, maybe you can dig around and look at volume reports and things like that in your back office and identify people who are coming up. Or if you have a personal assistant, they could do that and put them in Teamzy. So I actually have I have a Teamzy account that I use to stay in touch with leaders and people that I want to have a relationship with, and I have a personal assistant who actually puts people in Teamzy and with a note on why they think this person should be in touch with me, why I should build a relationship with them, which is kind of cool. So you can have maybe somebody helping you like that too, Leanne. Okay. Hopefully that got you good. Roxanne says, can you go over again how to move somebody to do a follow-up with? Yeah, totally. So there's a couple of things. I probably made it more complicated than it needed to be in my demo because I was trying to show you the whole workflow, but to set a follow-up is super easy. So to set a follow-up, if I'm on the dashboard and I'm going to connect with somebody, but I want to follow up with them later, like let's say I'm connecting with Charlene, as I'm connecting with her, right? I'm writing whatever I sent her. I can also set a follow-up for a couple days later, and that would move her over to my follow-ups list. So I can set it right here on the dashboard as I'm connecting, and if I log a connect with her today, it also puts a follow-up for her 2 days from now. Okay. Now, the other thing that I can do is if I'm on my team page and I'm on somebody's contact record, let's say Maybelline, just the first person I grabbed. Here, I can set a follow-up without logging a connect. I can just, where it says none, I can just set a date. Okay, let's say I want to follow up with her on August 7th. Boom. Okay, great. And I can put a note what I'm following up about. Okay. So that follow-up is set. And so it's super easy to set a follow-up. Now, the way I did it was what I was showing you was how to set an invite with a follow-up. So that's where I was logging an invite and then adding the follow-up. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's see here. What other questions do we have? K20V. That's a cool name. It's like an Android. When working my power hour, if I'm supposed to connect with 3 reps a day, but only have 3, what should I do? Okay. What I would do is I would just set your reps per day goal to 0. Okay. And just, stay in touch with those guys. You can still hit the reps tab and their names will still come up every 30 days when they come back. Let's say they're 5 stars. They'll come back every 30 days. But just set that to 0 and add 3 extra connects to your prospects list. Okay? For now, until you get a team built. Stephanie said I answered succinctly. Wow, that's the first time someone's told me I'm succinct. Usually I'm a little bit more of a run-on. That's cool, though. Tiffany says, I'm worried about using the scripts in Teamzy because I don't want my prospects getting the exact same message from me and also from their other friends who may use Teamzy for their business too. LOL. I'm saying this because I've actually gotten 2 messages that were almost word for word from the same 2 different friends who are in other businesses. That's awesome. Thank you for referring all your friends to Teamzy. So Tiffany, just mix it up a little bit. I mean, those scripts are just a hello script. How are you? Hey, how are you? I'm just, stopping by to say hello. I hope you're having a great day. Like it's not like someone's going to go, oh, they're reading this from the same page unless they're using Teamzy. So just mix it up a little bit. That's all. Just say, but I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think people are going to go, oh, she said hello the same way that person said hello. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't really be too concerned with that. And if somebody were to ever go, haha, you said the same thing Jenny did, be like, I did? Oh my gosh. Well, how are you? Just have fun with it. Can I just tell you, Tiffany, how many times because I'm like a fire ready aim guy. I go fast on stuff. How many times I sent the wrong name in the message, and just people would be like, my name is not whatever, and be like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing. And then we would laugh. I'd send them like the worried emoticon, and then we'd have a conversation. Like, you're still connecting with people, if that makes sense. Okay. I wouldn't worry about it too much, honestly. Um, how do you invite to events, text, email versus voice? Okay. Melinda, that's a great question. Obviously, this wasn't like the full training tonight, but I almost always would try to get somebody on a voice call or a Zoom, even better, or in person if they're local. So I didn't go over that tonight because we didn't have time. But when somebody says yes, I'd like more information, my next thing is, can we get on a call, right? Can you jump on the phone right now, or can you get on a Zoom right now if I send you a link? Because I can't just send them information. I need to now find out what they need. And I need to talk to them, find out what their goals are, find out what their worries are, their concerns are, so that I can really help them, right? If they're really interested in learning about the business opportunity, then we might need to set a time where I can really go over it with them. So I would always, to answer your question, for an invite, the actual invite to the business or about the products, I would try to get them I would try to get them voice to voice or face to face, either through Zoom or in person. So that would be my next step. Again, I didn't cover that because I was just showing you how to log it in Teamzy, but I hope that answers your question. Okay. Some people, though, are busy, and I was able to do the whole thing through text messages and Facebook messages. It just depends on the trust level. You know, if somebody's known you for years and there's a lot of trust, you can do the whole thing through messaging. They're fine with that. Some people do, though, need to spend a little time with your voice. Okay. Can we set up more than one follow-up for one contact? Stephanie, that's on our list, but it's not currently there. It just keeps track of the next contact. Okay, so right now it's really simple. It's just the next contact. So some people want like a monthly recurring contact to check up before their order ships or something like that. What I recommend is just set them on as a 5-star customer, and they come up every month. Okay, if that's what you're after. Okay. Roxanne says, thank you. You're welcome. Do you log invites to events for each person you invite? Melinda asks. Okay. So personally, I keep my invites. How do I say this? Because I don't want to overcomplicate this. For me personally, an invite was like a really strong invite. It was like somebody wants to know about the business, somebody's ready to purchase a product. So if I did an event where I was inviting people to the events, I might not log that as an invite personally. I might log, when I get to the event, every single person I talk to at the event that I got to some way get interested in what I'm doing. Then I might log invites with those people. Does that make sense? So that's just me, though. You can log them as invites if you want. It's fine. But that's probably what I would do. So just to give you an example. Okay, so 5 years ago, I was a Beachbody coach. I don't do any, just so you guys know, so there's no conflict. I don't do any network marketing. I just do Teamzy. But I was a Beachbody coach. And so I would do these monthly challenge groups. And so I would sell to a group that started on Monday, whatever, every month. The first Monday of every month, I started a new group. And so that was the end date. You had to purchase by then to be in the group. And then I'm filling for the next one type thing. And so what I did in Teamzy was I had a tag that said group, and it had the date, July 26th group. That was a tag. So every single person I invited to the group, I tagged with that. Okay. And so then I had kind of my prospect list. Everybody that I was inviting to it, I had in this tag. So then I could look at the prospects for this particular month's group. Does that make sense? And then as I went through and actually got people interested or whatever, then I would log an invite, put them on my follow-ups list so that I could really get those people closed before the end of the month. So I use the tags and the invites. So anyways, not to overcomplicate it, but I really wanted to make sure that everybody on my follow-ups list, for the most part, was somebody who was like, yes, I want to buy your products. Yes, I'm interested in joining your team. And so then I was just following up to get them there, if that makes sense. Okay. Anonymous says that she wants to say she appreciates me. Oh, Teamzy is amazing. Thank you so much for the value you're bringing to us. My pleasure. Thank you so much for saying that. That was so nice. Okay, so thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully, I got all your questions. Hopefully, it was very helpful to you. Um, we're glad you're here. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for checking out Teamzy. Please share it with your teammates. There's I'm not done. There's a lot more people I want to help in this business, and that's where our heart is. So thank you again so much for being here tonight. God bless you all. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.